Hello everyone. We will proceed with our 15th chapter, Law and Justice, a case study. Today we will discuss about role of the judge, separation of powers and independence, the evidence of witness. We will start with the role of the judge. So what is the role of the judge? The judge acts like an umpire in the game and conducts the trial impartially and in an open court. Means the judge is acts like an umpire in the game, and the judge is supposed to conduct the trial impartially. He is not supposed to be partial to any party, and in an open court. Open court means anybody can go and listen to the hearing, and the judge hears the arguments from both the parties and collects the evidences and witnesses by the prosecution as well as the defense. The judge then decides whether the person is accused or the accused person is guilty or innocent on the basis of the evidences present in accordance with the law. Now, if the accused is convicted, that is, if the accused is found guilty, then he pronounces the sentence, that is, then he gives the punishment. Now, depending upon the law prescribes, the judge may send the person to the jail or impose fine or both. That is, the person can be jailed also and the person have to pay fine also. Separation of powers and independence. One of the central feature of constitution is separation of powers of executives, judiciary and legislature. This means that other branches, the legislature and the executive, cannot interfere in the work of judiciary. The courts do not come under government and do not act on behalf of the government. We have already discussed about executives and legislatives in previous chapters. In this chapter we are discussing about judiciary. So judiciary is separate from legislature as well as executive. The government cannot interfere in the matters of the court. So judiciary is independent. The police is also not part of judiciary. They are part of executives. Please remember this sentence. Police is not part of judiciary, it is part of executive. Now, at district level, like the collector, there is also government police officer who is responsible for maintaining law and order in the district. So at district level, collector is responsible and police officer is also responsible for maintaining law and order in the district. Police department comes under Ministry of Home of the state government. So police department, please remember, police department is not part of the judiciary. It comes under Ministry of Home of the state government. Now, it is also crucial that all the judges of the High Court and Supreme Court are appointed with little interference from the other organs of the government. Once appointed to the court, it is very difficult to remove the judge. So there is very little interference of the legislatures or the executives in appointment of the judges of Supreme Court and High Court. But once the judges are appointed, it is very difficult to remove them. The evidence of witness. Ravi had given names of some friends as his witness. Kranti, who has filed the FIR for Samba, also named some people as witness. While making his investigation, the SI had taken down the names of two neighbors of Ravi as witness. All these witnesses received summons from the magistrate to be present on the second hearing of the case on the given date. 15 days later, all the concerned people reached the court. After a long wait, this case began. Now, if you remember that Ravi and Samba, they had a property dispute, and Kranti, who is son of Samba, have filed the FIR. And they have given names of few witnesses. Witnesses means those who have seen the incident happening. And the court have summoned them. That is, they got a letter from the court that they have to be present on a particular date in the court as witnesses. Now 15 days later, all the concerned person or all these witnesses, they reached the court and they were waiting for their case to begin. After a long wait, the case began. A woman who was a witness on behalf of the government was summoned. She narrated the event on the day of the crime. The public prosecutor and Ravi's lawyer asked her many questions. The magistrate heard the evidences from 3 more witnesses and recorded their evidence. The rest of the hearing was postponed to another day. In this way, at every hearing, the evidences of 1 or 2 witnesses was heard and questioned, and the date was announced for the next hearing. So, second time when the case began, a woman who was witness on behalf of the government, she was summoned. She narrated the entire incident. Then public prosecutor and Ravi's lawyer, they have questioned her. Same way, magistrate heard 3 more evidences from the witness, and all these things were recorded. And after hearing all these witnesses, they have given, or court have given, another date for next hearing. The hearing continued for many months. Ravi had to pay the fees to his lawyer. He also had to spend on traveling to the court and back. His business also suffered. A year dragged by. Finally, the magistrate announced the judgment that Ravi was guilty and sentenced him for 4 years of imprisonment. Now, this case continued for many months, and Ravi had to pay the fees to the lawyer, and he was supposed to spend money on traveling while coming to court and going back to his home. He was spending money. His business also suffered. Finally, after 1 year of hearings, or after a year, the judge finally announced the sentence, and Ravi got 4 years of imprisonment. Today we have discussed about role of the judge, separation of powers and independence, the evidence of witnesses. For your homework, what is the role of the judge? Second question, how is judiciary separate from legislature and executive? Thank you.